All right, everyone, are you ready for this? Today we are diving deep into a pretty interesting resource. I think it's a YouTube video featuring an entrepreneur who says he's read over 600 business books.
Wow.
I know what you're thinking, right? No way.
Oh.
I am reading that many books?
Ooh.
That's where we come in.
Exactly.
So we went through all that info for you.
Yeah.
To bring you like the absolute gold.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The books that he swears by.
Yes.
For building a really successful business.
I love it.
So it's kind of like a cheat sheet.
Like a cheat sheet.
To success.
Yeah.
Right? We're skipping all that other stuff.
All the filler.
All the filler.
Yeah.
And we're going straight
the good stuff.
To the books that made like a real difference for someone who's actually, built a thriving business.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Right. Someone who's actually done it.
Exactly.
Not just like a theorist or...
Yeah. All right. So he organizes all of his recommendations into 4 key areas. Mindset, health, wealth, and skills.
Love it.
It's like a blueprint for success, right?
Okay.
Starting with the foundation, which is
your mindset.
Your mindset.
Yeah.
And speaking of mindset, the first book that kind of caught my eye was Letters from a Stoic by Seneca.
That's a great one.
Have you read that one?
I have.
And he stresses like going straight to the source material. Yeah, he actually argues that reading summaries or interpretations
I see where he's going.
Can be misleading.
Misleading. Yeah. Yeah, it's
like playing telephone.
It is like playing telephone. Yeah. You miss crucial details and nuances.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Totally.
Right? Like if you're only reading summaries.
Or listening to, other people's opinions.
Yeah.
How are you ever going to form your own unique
perspective?
Right. You're just
absorbed.
You're just going to regurgitate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to Seneca.
Okay.
One quote from Letters from a Stoic that I thought was really interesting. Was we are more often frightened than hurt. And we suffer more from imagination than from reality. And I thought about that and I was like,
oh yeah.
How many times have I let fear hold me back from doing something or pursuing, like
an opportunity
or something.
Yeah.
And it's like
we're
creating these barriers for ourselves based on these
imagined fears.
Right,
or perceived threats that aren't actually real.
Yeah, Seneca's challenging us.
Confront those fears.
Yeah, confront them.
And be like, is this really
a threat?
A threat? Or am I just,
psyching yourself out?
Psyching myself out.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on his list is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Have you read that one?
I have.
So he claims that even mastering just one of the agreements, be impeccable with your word, can transform your life.
It's powerful stuff.
Yeah, and I thought about that too, and I was like, how many times have we been in a situation where someone broke a promise to us?
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
And it just erodes trust.
It really does.
It does.
It does.
Right. And I feel like,
especially with yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not keeping your promises to yourself, that can be really damaging.
Yeah. And it makes it harder to
to achieve your goals.
Yeah. Yeah. Achieve your goals and things like that.
For sure.
So
it's about building trust with yourself.
And with others too.
And with others.
Yeah. So now this next book recommendation.
Okay.
Is a little controversial.
Oh.
But he argues that there are valuable insights to be gleaned even from sources that you might not agree with 100%.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that approach.
He suggests 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson.
That's an interesting one.
Have you read that one?
I have not read the whole thing, but I've definitely read excerpts and heard him speak.
Yeah, it's so easy to just dismiss viewpoints that challenge our beliefs.
Totally. Right. Yeah, but sometimes it's good to engage with those different perspectives and kind of see how they might refine your own thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one of Peterson's rules that I thought was really interesting was compare yourself to who you were yesterday.
Okay.
Not to who someone else is today.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's so easy to get caught up.
Especially these days.
Especially on social media.
On social media.
And comparing ourselves to others.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah. It can make you feel...
It can make you feel inadequate.
Inadequate, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Peterson's rule is kind of like a reminder to just focus on like our own progress, our own journey, and like celebrate our individual achievements, right?
Instead of chasing someone else's.
Defining success on your own terms rather than,
trying to keep up.
Chasing someone else's definition, literally.
Okay.
So moving on to another mindset book.
Okay.
Mindset by Carol Dweck.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of this one?
I have.
So this one kind of delves into the difference between
a growth mindset,
and a fixed mindset.
Yeah, fixed mindset.
Yeah, have you kind of...
I'm familiar with the...
Yeah, are you familiar with the concept?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
So basically a growth mindset
believes that
abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work.
Okay.
Whereas a fixed mindset kind of assumes that
your talents are innate.
Right. And unchangeable.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And Dweck really emphasizes the power of the word yet.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's like
adding a caveat
to any perceived limitation.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, I'm not good at math.
Say,
I'm not good at math.
I'm not good at math.
Yet. I love it.
Right.
It changes the whole
perspective. Yeah. And it implies that with effort and learning, you can improve.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and dive into the
health section.
Okay. His recommendation.
All right. Yeah.
So he admits to having read like tons of books on exercise and nutrition.
Sure.
But he claims that Outlive by Peter Attia is in a league of its own.
Interesting.
Yeah. And what's so interesting about this book is that it focuses on not just living longer, but living better.
That's the key.
Yeah, it's not just about like adding years to your life, but adding life to your years.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And he kind of advocates
for
this like holistic approach to well-being.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So encompassing like physical, mental health. Yeah. And the book dives deep into 5 core areas.
Well, 5.
Okay. Exercise, sleep, nutrition, mental health, and relationships.
Yeah, relationships. Wow. What the whole thing.
Here's a fascinating detail.
Okay.
Attia argues that like most of us are chronically sleep deprived.
Yes.
And that's affecting our decision-making and our productivity.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting.
So true.
Yeah. He even suggests like creating like a specific sleep ritual.
Like a ritual.
A ritual.
Yeah.
Like making sure your bedroom is
cool and dark. Yeah.
I actually tried that.
Oh, really?
And it really helped.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. It's like, you take like
actionable advice
from these books and you apply it to your own life and see if it works.
See if it makes a difference.
Yeah.
It might.
So that's all right. Let's talk about the money stuff.
Oh, okay.
Well, now he's pretty honest.
Okay.
He says that like money used to be like a major source of stress.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For him. But then he kind of figured it out. Yeah. So he categorizes all of his like wealth building book recommendations into basic money knowledge and advanced money knowledge. Oh, it's like a financial literacy
boot camp. I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I think it's like a really smart way to approach it.
Right.
Like you want to build like
a solid foundation.
Of knowledge.
First.
Before you dive into like
the really complex
strategies. Yeah.
So first up in the basic money knowledge category.
All right. Basic money knowledge.
Is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel.
Oh, I love that book. Have you read that one?
I have.
And he stresses the importance of like getting your mindset right.
About money.
Yeah. Before even thinking about specific
investment strategies.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just about...
It's like you got to understand like
the number.
Your relationship with money.
Pay
for.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, are there any... Like, what are your limiting beliefs or emotional baggage?
Yeah, what's your baggage?
That might be holding you back.
That you're bringing to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's this amazing quote
in the book. And I had to read it like 2 or 3 times to
It's
really...
very grasping.
But it says, saving is the gap between your ego and your income.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa.
So good.
What does that mean?
That's deep.
Right?
It's so true, though.
It's so true.
Like, think about it. How often are you spending to impress other people?
It's making us examine our...
To keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Right?
And be like, am I spending
like
to impress others, or am I spending
needs and value
to truly like fulfill my own needs and value?
Exactly.
Right. So to build a solid foundation. For managing your money.
Yes.
He suggests, I will teach you to be rich.
Oh, yeah. That's a great one.
By Ramit Sethi.
I love Ramit.
Have you read that one?
I have.
And he loves how it lays out like clear, actionable steps that you can implement
right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
Love it.
Now for like a completely different perspective on wealth.
Okay. Yeah.
He recommends How to Get Rich.
All right.
By Felix Dennis.
Interesting.
So what makes this book so intriguing is that it's written
by a billionaire.
Someone who's actually done it.
Climbed the mountain.
That money mountain.
That's the key.
Yeah. And like achieved extraordinary financial success.
It's success.
Yeah.
Love that.
So it's like you're getting advice.
You're getting advice from someone who's walked the walk.
Yeah.
Not just
talking about it.
Talk the talk.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
God.
And I'm curious to hear.
He lived quite an interesting life.
I bet.
Yeah. He had this incredible drive for knowledge.
Yeah. And he believed that like continuous learning was essential for success in all areas of life.
In all areas.
Not just business.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of his favorite quotes is, anyone not busy learning is busy dying.
I love that.
Isn't that a good one?
That's a good one.
It's kind of morbid, but...
A little morbid.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that education doesn't end with formal schooling.
Absolutely. Right? The most successful people are the ones who are constantly learning.
Yeah.
Constantly curious.
It's like you're either growing or you're dying.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we've got like the basics down. Let's level up.
Level up advanced money knowledge.
Okay. So he acknowledges that like economics can seem
intimidating.
It
can to a lot of people.
But he emphasizes its like practical relevance to everyday life, especially for business owners. So he recommends Economics in One Lesson.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
And by Henry Hazlitt. As a way to kind of demystify this complex subject.
Right.
And I actually read that one too.
You did.
And I thought he did a really good job of like explaining economic principles in a way that
anyone can understand.
Like anyone can understand.
Yeah.
So one concept from the book that like really stood out to me was the broken window fallacy.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he uses this analogy to illustrate how like government spending you know, while seemingly beneficial, doesn't always stimulate the economy as intended.
The way they think it will.
Yeah, right. And it kind of made me rethink how I approach like investments in my own business.
In your own business.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I thought that was really interesting.
Oh, I like that.
It highlights the importance of understanding
unintended consequences.
Those unintended consequences, right? Of economic decisions, both on a personal level and like
a societal
level. Okay,
so let's face it,
nobody wants to talk about
taxes. Aren't exactly the most exciting topic.
We have to.
It's important.
It's important because
it's not about how much you
make. It's about how much you keep.
That's the key.
Right.
Exactly.
To navigate the often confusing world of taxes.
He
suggests Tax-Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright.
Interesting.
Have you heard of that one?
I haven't.
Okay, so he basically says that instead viewing taxes
as like a burden,
as like an unavoidable burden, you should reframe them as a game,
strategic game.
Yeah,
right.
Interesting. You got to understand the rules.
And leveraging legal strategies
to
minimize your tax liability
and
keep more of your hard-earned money.
That's it.
So the last book in this category might seem a little niche, but he argues that it's valuable, even if you're not like
a real estate mogul.
A real estate mogul.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
So he recommends what every real estate investor
needs to know
about cash flow.
About cash flow.
By Frank Gallinelli.
Okay. So he's saying...
That emphasizes that.
Accounting is the language of business.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
And that understanding...
Financial statements.
And cash flow...
is essential.
Is like essential for making...
Informed decision
in any business.
Any business.
Not just real estate.
And
here's a bonus.
Okay, up a bonus.
He assures us
that
it's a short, concise read.
A short, concise read.
Which is a plus.
For accounting.
When it comes to accounting.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, before we move on to the skills portion of his book recommendations.
Okay.
I just wanted to pause for a second. And just kind of reflect on what we've talked about so far.
Yeah, what stands out to you?
Yeah, what stands out to you?
From all these books and all these insights.
All these insights.
I mean, it's incredible how much we've already covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot to take in.
But it just goes to show, that knowledge is power.
Yeah.
But it's applying that knowledge.
Right.
That truly makes a difference.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, exactly.
You're totally right.
Yeah. It's like we've been given this treasure map.
A treasure map.
And we just got to
to success.
Go out and find the treasure.
And apply it.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of applying knowledge.
Okay.
Let's move on to that final category.
The final category.
In our entrepreneur's book recommendation.
All right.
Skills.
Yeah.
Now, he's pretty upfront about the fact that sometimes the best way to learn a skill isn't by reading a book.
Right.
But by actually doing it.
By doing it.
Right. But there are some books that provide really valuable frameworks. Especially when it comes to the 3 legs of business.
The 3 legs.
As he calls them.
Of business?
Marketing, operations, and finance.
Oh, yeah. The trifecta.
Yeah.
You got to have all 3.
He actually compares it to a 3-legged stool.
Oh, yeah. I love that analogy.
Right.
So true.
You need a strong marketing strategy.
To attract customers. Yeah.
You need efficient operations to deliver your products or services. Right. And then you need sound financial management.
To keep the whole thing afloat.
To keep the whole thing running smoothly.
Yeah, keep it all going.
If any one of those legs is weak, the whole business becomes unstable.
It's going to topple over.
So we've already covered some amazing books on finance.
Okay.
So let's kind of focus on
marketing
and operations for this section.
And operations, okay.
So first up is Traction.
Okay.
Traction by Gino Wickman.
I've heard of that one.
Have you read that one?
I haven't read it, but I'm familiar.
Okay. So he describes it as
With the concept.
a plug-and-play operating system for businesses.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like a plug-and-play OS.
And it's especially beneficial.
For who?
For people who thrive on structure.
People who like structure.
And clear processes.
Oh, yeah. Systems people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the book introduces something called...
The Entrepreneur Operating System.
The Entrepreneur Operating System, or EOS.
EOS, yeah. Have you heard of that?
Have you heard of that?
I have.
Okay, so basically, it's a framework
designed
to help entrepreneurs
gain
accountability and build their team.
Which can be a game changer.
Yeah.
If you're used to
juggling a million things.
Juggling a million tasks.
Yeah.
And wearing multiple hats.
Yeah, the classic entrepreneur.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of entrepreneurs...
Especially struggle with.
Especially in the early stages.
Yeah. You're just trying to...
You're so focused on, doing everything yourself.
Survive.
That creating systems and processes... Yeah, that stuff gets
often gets pushed to the side.
Pushed to the back burner.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
When I have time.
Yeah.
But you never do.
A book like Traction can be so helpful.
Because it provides that blueprint.
It provides a blueprint for building scalable systems that can support your business.
As it grows.
As it grows.
That's important.
Next on the list is a classic.
Okay.
I've heard it recommended countless times.
Really?
The Goal by Eliyahu Goldratt.
The Goal. I've heard of that one.
Have you read this one?
I have. Okay.
So it introduces the theory of constraints.
Oh, yeah, the theory of constraints.
Which basically boils down to finding the bottleneck.
The bottleneck.
In any process.
Yeah.
And focusing your efforts on improving it.
On improving that bottleneck.
Yeah.
So it's not about trying to improve everything.
It's not about trying to improve everything at once.
Yeah, once.
Right.
Focus on the...
Oh, it's about like weakest link.
Finding that weakest link.
The thing that's holding everything back.
That one thing that's holding everything back. And just
laser focus on that.
Laser focusing on that.
Yeah.
So he challenges us to apply this concept.
Okay.
Not just to our businesses.
To our lives.
But to our personal lives as well.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you apply that to your personal life?
So think about it. What are the bottlenecks
in my life,
in your life,
that are holding me back,
that are preventing you from
achieving your goals? Right.
Maybe it's procrastination.
Procrastination, classic.
Maybe it's a lack of focus.
Lack of focus.
Maybe it's something else entirely.
Fear. Yes.
Fear.
Yeah.
But once you identify that constraint,
then you can
start developing strategies
to overcome it.
To
break through that bottleneck.
All right. So let's switch gears and talk about a book that can help you create
irresistible
offers.
Okay.
The Entrepreneur Recommends
$100 million offers.
$100 million offers by Alex Hormozi.
Okay.
And he has this great tagline.
A tagline for the book.
Okay, what is it? Want to make offers so good people feel stupid saying no. So it's all about like understanding
your target audience.
And crafting offers
that align with
their like
deepest
desires and needs.
It's
about creating
so much value.
That
your offer becomes a no-brainer.
Tending
to say no
for your ideal customer. And speaking of attracting customers, he also suggests
another book?
$100 million leads.
$100 million leads.
By, you guessed it, Alex Hormozi.
By Alex Hormozi. Okay.
He positions this as like
the ultimate guide.
The ultimate guide to generating leads on demand.
Lead generation.
Which is essential.
It's the lifeblood of any business.
For any business.
If you don't have leads
that wants to scale,
you don't have a business.
Right.
Yeah.
You need leads.
So he's providing
in a business.
Okay.
So Hormozi provides
practical
strategies and tactics to help you
build a pipeline.
Build a consistent pipeline.
Of qualified leads. People who are actually interested.
And finally.
The
last book recommendation in our deep dive.
Okay. The last one?
Is Ogilvy on Advertising. By David Ogilvy.
I love David Ogilvy.
So
he's a legend.
He describes copywriting. As the art of persuasion through words.
The art of persuasion.
And emphasizes its power to influence, like,
perception,
desire,
and ultimately action.
That's copywriting in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Ogilvy is like a legend.
In the advertising world.
Yeah, one of the greats, for sure.
And his book is like
a treasure trove.
Of insights into like
human psychology.
And the art of persuasive communication. And I love how he highlights.
Okay, what does he highlight?
Ogilvy's mastery of storytelling.
Storytelling.
And his ability to create these compelling narratives that resonate with readers.
On an emotional level?
It's
not just about the logic.
It's
It's about the emotion. You got to connect with people.
Yeah, it's a reminder that like
words have power.
Words have incredible power.
Yeah.
Right? They can shape
our thoughts.
Our beliefs.
Yeah.
And even our actions.
That's true.
So
that brings us
to
the end.
To the end of our deep dive.
Into
the Entrepreneur's Book recommendations.
Into all these books.
Yeah. It's been quite a journey. Right. Exploring everything.
From mindset
to health to wealth.
And
skills. I feel like we've covered so much valuable information. Such a short amount of time. It's amazing how much wisdom and actionable advice can be packed into a few
key books. Yeah, just a handful of books can really change your life. But before we wrap up,
I have one final question for you.
A final question.
Of all the books.
That
we've discussed today. Which one, like, resonates with you the most? And what's one specific action that you can take this week based on its insights?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
I'm going
to have to think about that.
Which book?
Spark the most curiosity.
Curiosity.
Or offer the most relevant advice.
The most relevant for my current situation.
Yeah. You know, and remember, the goal of this deep dive wasn't just to share information.
Yeah.
But to inspire.
Action.
Action.
Yeah.
Get people to actually do something.
So choose a book.
Choose a book.
That speaks to you. That speaks to you.
Dive in. And start
applying what you learn.
Applying what you learn.
Put it into practice.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe someday
you'll be
sharing your favorite business books.
Business books.
On a podcast.
On a podcast.
Yeah, why not?
It could happen.
Right.
That's the beauty of it.
It's almost like
anyone can do it.
We've been given a treasure map to success.
A treasure map?
With these book recommendations.
X marking the spot.
As the X marks the spot.
The X.
And the best part is
you can keep coming back to it.
We can keep coming back to this map.
Yeah.
Revisiting these books.
Again and again.
As we navigate different stages of our business journeys.
At different points in your journey.
You know what strikes me is that...
What strikes you?
You didn't just recommend books on specific tactics or strategies.
He focused on the bigger picture.
Yeah, he really emphasized the importance of...
a mindset.
Health. And even philosophy. Right.
Interesting.
So it kind of speaks to...
a holistic view.
This holistic view of success.
So success.
Recognizing that...
building a business.
Building a business isn't just about...
the numbers
and profits.
Yeah.
It's about...
cultivating
a resilient mindset, maintaining your well-being.
And aligning
your actions and values.
Yeah.
The bigger picture.
And I think that
living a meaningful life, such a powerful message.
Yeah, it's not just about...
It's a reminder that building a successful business is a marathon, not a sprint.
More than that.
Right.
Yeah.
And taking care of yourself.
It's just as important.
Is just as important as hitting those revenue targets.
Yeah. You got to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
If you want to achieve...
And it's not just about like personal success either.
Right.
Like building a business with integrity. Treating your employees fairly.
Treating people right.
And making a positive impact on the world.
Incredibly
fulfilling.
Yes.
So as we wrap up this deep dive.
Okay.
I want to leave you with a challenge.
A challenge.
Don't let this just be another podcast episode.
Don't just let it.
You listen to
it. However you.
Forget.
Yeah.
Pick one book.
Pick one.
That really
speaks to
sparked your interest.
Yeah.
One that you feel could make a difference.
It can make a real difference
in your life.
In your business.
Your life.
Yeah.
Commit to reading it this week. And as you're reading, think about how you can apply the insights.
What you're on,
new situation. What actions?
What actions can you take? What changes can you make?
Yeah.
Remember, knowledge is only power.
We is only powerful when it's put into action.
You gotta do something with it.
So go forth.
Go.
Explore these books.
Keep building those empires.
Yes. And if you come across...
And if you find any other
amazing business books along the way.
Business books.
Be sure to share them.
Share them with us.
We're
always looking.
For new additions to our treasure map. All right, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
On this deep dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and each book offers
its own unique
perspective.
Yeah.
And set of tools. Some might resonate
more strongly, depending on
where you are.
Where you are in your journey.
In your entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah. The challenges you're facing.
They're pursuing.
What really struck me.
What struck you?
Was that he didn't just recommend books.
Right.
On specific
tactics
or strategies.
Right.
He really emphasized the importance of
mindset,
health, and even
philosophy.
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
It's he has this
holistic
view
of success. Recognizing that
building a business
isn't just about numbers
and profits.
Yeah. It's about
cultivating a resilient
mindset.
Yeah.
Maintaining your well-being.
Yeah.
And aligning
your actions
with your values. Yeah, the bigger picture.
It's about
living a meaningful life.
Yeah. Not just
chasing the money.
Yeah. So
as we wrap up
this deep dive, I want to leave you with a challenge. I like it.
Don't let this be just another podcast episode that you listen to and forget.
Wash over you.
Right.
Pick one book.
Pick one book.
That really spoke to you.
That really spoke to you.
Spoke to you.
Yeah.
One that you feel like could
make a difference.
Make a real difference.
In your life.
In your business or your life.
In your business or your life.
And commit to
reading it.
Reading it.
Reading it.
This week.
All right. And as you're reading. I want you to think about how you can apply. The insights from the book.
To your own unique
situation. Yeah.
What actions can you take?
What actions?
What changes can you make?
What changes?
Yeah. Remember,
knowledge is only power.
When it's put
into action.
You got to do something with it.
So go forth.
Go forth.
Explore these books.
Explore those books.
And keep building.
Keep building those
empires.
Those empires.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
On this deep dive.
It's been fun.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.